I'm Caitlin, and I decided I'm going to do something fun, interesting today, and that is the DCOM tier list, where you rank every single Disney Channel original movie. Woo, this is going to be very interesting. I'm going to make a lot of enemies. I'm going to make a lot of friends. I already have a feeling there will be some enemies made. But hey, we all have our own opinions. And I'm ready to tackle this on. So, and believe me, I've hesitated doing tier lists. I've seen other people do it. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. But I decided to jump in and do it. So the way I'm going to do this I added a line at the bottom for never seen, because I have not seen every single DCOM. F would be I've seen the movie, but there's a 98% chance I will never watch it again, because it was just, no. There are a couple I already know, and if you have been on my channel, I've done some reactions to some DCOMs, and you may know which ones I'm gonna throw there, but I'm gonna wait on that. D would be I've seen the movie, I remember seeing the movie, but I don't really remember much about it. C would be I've seen the movie, it's alright, I'll put it on a day I'm bored. B would be movie's good, movie's great, I'll put it on, no problem, there's nothing terrible about it. A would be I'm definitely gonna rewatch it, it was great, definitely gonna be on my to-go watch at that moment. S would be anytime that movie is on, I will watch it, and I'll go rewatch it. I'll put Disney Plus on and I will watch it, whether I'm sick, whether I'm not, I'm gonna watch it, no matter what. And I already know what's going in there. Alright, speaking of S, why don't we, I'm gonna go in order of where these movies are, but there's two movies that I'm gonna get out of the way right now, and that is High School Musical. Why is this not going up? High School Musical and High School Musical 2. I mean, Superior. They changed Disney Channel. Like, they legit changed Disney Channel. Because after them, Disney just wanted to try their hardest to repeat the success of High School Musical, and it was not possible. And personally, I could go on and on about High School Musical and my relationship with High School Musical, but I might do that in a separate video. But short version is from 2006 to, let's say, 2012-ish? No, 2011-ish. High School Musical was my life. High School Musical, Vanessa, they were my life. I had a MySpace Facebook, I had a MySpace fan page, I had a YouTube fan page, I had fan fiction, and I will say, without High School Musical, 3 of the books that I have self-published now would not have existed. So, I owe everything to High School Musical. And that's the short version. I could go on and on and on. And if you could carefully look behind me, I do have like a pillow still of High School Musical on my bed. And I've done a lot of, on my channel, I've done a lot of forget the lyrics. I mean, not forget, it was forget the lyrics. Finish the lyrics, guess the song. And I also reacted to High School Musical, the musical series. That's another thing. If there was no High School Musical, there would have been no High School Musical series. Sir, Olivia Rodrigo may have had success with her career, but not as much as she would have without High School Musical series. Because she wouldn't have met Josh and wrote Driver's License. So, anyways, there we have it. There's no High School Musical series. Remember that, people. High School Musical. High School Musical. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna go in order. Under Wraps. This is the original, right? Yeah. Wow. I think this was the very first DCOM. Even though I saw something yesterday that someone said it wasn't, but I'm pretty sure this really was the first DCOM. Back in like 1997. Alright, honestly, I haven't seen Under Wraps in like forever. So I know what it's about. It's about a mummy. So I can't put it in D. And there's no way it's an F. We're gonna be here a while. It's not a movie I would rewatch like a lot. I'm gonna put it right now at C. I'll probably change it. Because, again, I haven't seen it in forever. So, I haven't seen it in forever. Genius is going to be... I love Genius. And I actually did rewatch it like a couple months ago. Or maybe that was a year ago already. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with B. Because it had hockey. It had a song from Youngstown in it. And and the best part was the end, was near the ending when they put the little chips on their skates. Can't believe I forgot the word skates. On their skates, and they made the other team seem so crazy. So I'm gonna put it as B. I might lower it to C later on, depending on what else I see here. I think this is Adventures in Babysitting. I did not see that. I know Sabrina Carpenter and Sophia Carson's in that, right? And it was a remake. I didn't even see the original, so... What is this? The Swap? What the heck is the Swap? I don't even remember commercials. This must be like a year or two ago. Because I don't remember any commercials for the Swap. Okay. Was there an animated version of Tangled? If there was, I've never seen it. Because I've never even seen Tangled. Wait, why did I just say, is there an animation version of Tangled? Of course. Tangled is animated. Oh my goodness. So what is this? Is this Tangled? Or is this something else? Tangled wasn't a DCOM. That was a Disney movie. Unless this is something else. Maybe it was like a Disney Channel. I think I remember seeing that Disney Channel had a different version of. Okay. Descendants 2. I think this was I actually did the Descendant movies for the channel. And I actually enjoyed them. Thanks to Kenny Ortega. Descendants 2 would be A. I'll rewatch it. I think Descendants 2 was my favorite of the 3. Yeah. Descendants 2 is A. It's not S. It's gonna be really hard to be on the S tier. Actually, it's not A. No, it's B. It's B. I just remember what I made A. A is like, I will rewatch it. B, I will and B is like, but I will rewatch it like all the time. B, I will rewatch it if it's on. Zombies I've never seen. I plan to do it for the channel when I have time. Freaky Friday, never seen. Remake of the remake. The remake of the remake. But Freaky Friday's coming out. I hope they don't ruin it. I don't think so. Kim Possible, the movie. Oh no, that's going F. Why? It should not exist. I'm sorry. I did the reaction to that for the channel. If you want to go check it out. That movie, I'm sorry, should not exist whatsoever. I think I was like so bored. It was terrible. I think I was starting to get into it like 3/4 in. Like with like 15 minutes left. I think I remember saying that. Like it was the last 15 minutes was yeah. Was yeah. Was the best. That's when the action started. Descendants 3 is gonna go see. That wasn't my favorite of the 3. Even though I think I loved Mao's solo in that one the most out of all the 3. She didn't have a solo in the second one, right? A ballad? No. Her ballad was with Sophia Carson character, Evie. But yeah, Descendants 3 was not my favorite of the 3. Is this Zombies 2? Zombies 3? Zombies never seen. What is this? What is this? Upside down magic? That is DCOM? Are these all DCOM? These are all supposed to be DCOMs, right? Okay. I guess I've never seen it. Obviously, I've never seen it. Don't look under the bed. Wow. Wow, okay. That's another throwback. I've seen it. I haven't. Same with Under Wraps. Like, these were, like, the early movies. Like, I'm pretty sure this came out, like, around, like, the same time as Under Wraps. No, I was 4. But I watched it. I remember it. So I'm gonna do that as a C. What is this? Spin? What the heck is spin? What is spin? Never seen. Okay, so I saw that they did a remake of Under Wraps. Cause that's next. I was like, why? Why are you remaking the first? I think this is when DCOMs like really started going, like Disney started, I don't know, losing it. But no, they started losing it earlier. But no, never seen it, and I don't think I will plan to do. What is this? Christmas again? What is that? I obviously never seen that. I don't know the movie poster. Zombies 3, never seen. They made an Under Wraps 2. To the remake? Disney. Horse Sense. Horse Sense is going to A. Just because I love the Lawrence brothers. Just that alone is going to A. I will rewatch that anytime it's on. It's got horses. It's a great movie. If you love horses, you love family. And that you love the Lawrence brothers. I don't know if I would I know I would rewatch it every time it's on. So yeah, that's going there. Up, Up, and Away will go to B. I love that movie. I love that movie. And I will if I see it's on, I will rewatch it. But not as much as Horse Sense. I feel like Descendants 2 should go down now. I'm gonna... Color of Friendship will be A. I mean, I won't... I might not rewatch it, like, every single time. But it was one of my favorite movies growing up. So... And it has really big meaning. I feel like The Color of Friendship should be, like, a movie that everybody should watch. And it should be a movie that's put on in school, like in elementary school. Alley Cash Drake. I love that movie too, but I'm gonna put that as B. I feel like I should add another tier, because Descendants 3 being in between Under Wraps and Don't Look Under the Bed seems wrong. like it seems wrong. It does. It seems very wrong that I have, because these are two iconic DCOMs that I just won't rewatch every time it's on. But I will rewatch. Descendants 3. I mean, no, it's fine. It's fine, but I'm gonna move it so it's not in between the two. Yeah, that looks better. Rip Girls. Wow, Rip Girls. Okay. No, that was like my first surfing movie that I ever watched, and it's funny. I'm not a water person whatsoever. If I was a water person, I would definitely adapt to surfing, but I'm not a water person. Because I love surfing movies, like Rip Girls, Blue Crush 2, Chasing Mavericks, even though I cried at the end. Soul Surfer, even though she's not really disabled. But it was still well done. Okay. Miracle in Lane 2, speaking of not being disabled. But when this movie was on, I didn't care as much that he wasn't really in a wheelchair. I'll put that with B. Because even though he really was not, he's not Frankie Muniz, they did it, like, well. You know, there are movies that are done with non-disabled actors as disabled characters that, like, harm the disability community. I'm not gonna go there. We could be here another hour. But yeah, I enjoy Miracle Line too, and I'll rewatch if I see it on. I'll watch it. Stepsister and Planet Weird. That's a movie that I kind of like thought I made up at one point. Because I remember the bubbles. When she turned into bubbles, I honestly thought I made that movie up until I got Disney Plus, and then I saw it and I'm like, oh, I did not make that movie up. So then I watched it and I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So I'm gonna actually put that in B, because that was fun. And fun fact, when Christy Carlos Romano had her cooking show, and then, Courtney Draper is her name. She was in this and, The 13th Year. that she actually answered one of my questions. I think it was when she was rewatching, when Christy and her were rewatching the 13th year and Subster for Planet Weird. She answered my question. And I remember the question. I asked her, would she rather have a merman as a boyfriend or an alien, I guess, an alien as a stepsister. I don't remember her answer, but yeah. Ready to Run. So I remember, I actually rewatched this when I when I got Disney Plus, because I remembered it, but I didn't remember the whole thing. I'm gonna put it as C. It's not a movie that I would, like, put on right now. And I don't know if it was on, if I would rewatch it, like any of the movies in B, if it's on, I'll watch it. Ready to Run is one of those that's like, I'll watch it, but Lucky Dog, same with Ready to Run. I remember Lucky Dog. It's with Kirk Cameron. I loved Kirk Cameron when I was younger. Growing Pains, Lucky Dog, or You Lucky Dog. And now he's whatever. But I'm not gonna hurt the movie on that, because I can't put it in D, because I remember it. It's when he doesn't turn into the dog. He does turn into the dog, but, like, it's not like Shaggy Dog where he legit turns into the dog. You Lucky Dog is when he starts acting like the dog. Because the dog wants him, he's a lawyer, and the dog's owner was killed. And so somehow, I forget how he becomes a dog, but, the dog wants him to figure out who actually murdered his owner. I believe that. The way I just said it, that's really dark for Disney Channel. But it was a comedy, so it makes sense. Quint, I will A, B. Honestly, I did love Quint. But did I love it as much as Horse Sense and The Color of Friendships? Or did I love it as much as Up, Up, and Away, Alley Cat Stray? Now, I feel like the Descendant movies need their own tier. Because they look so wrong with these iconic movies. But I get it. They're staying. I mean, I'll maybe shift. Like, I would... No, I'm gonna put it with B. Because if I... Would I put it on... No, I'm gonna... It's a movie I will rewatch. And I will put it on when it's on. But it's not like a movie that I will, like, rewatch it right now. Or put Disney Plus. That wouldn't be, like, the first movie I would look for. But I still love it. The Other Me is definitely A. That was, like, the classic movie. And then you had the dance moves in the cafeteria with NSYNC. Bring the noise. Like, and Andy Lawrence, like, at that time I was, like, in love with Andy Lawrence. So, Other Me is definitely an A. I will rewatch that. If it's on, I'll put it on right now if I have to. So, yes, The Other Me. Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. Loved it. Definitely need to watch it during Halloween. But it's sort of like Quince and Alley Catch Strike, so. Remember, these are not, B is not terrible. B is just movies that I've watched and I loved and I will rewatch, just not as much as I'll rewatch the movies in A and definitely not in S. So it's like High School Musical, I rewatched that like every day for a month after it premiered, so. And if it's on, I will put it on. Same with High School Musical 2. So, what is this? What is this? What is this? Oh, Phantom of the Megaplex! Oh, great movie. Great movie. It's gonna go with B. Great movie. Great movie. But again, like, I'll put it on if it's on, but not every time it's on. The Ultimate Christmas Present, A. Like, I legit look for that movie at Christmas time. At Christmas time, I will look for that movie to go put that on. Xenon. Is this the third movie? Like, the Ultimate Christmas Present, going back to Ultimate Christmas Present, was funny, and it has Brenda's song in it, but it was the movie, and it's still the movie, to watch during Christmas. I mean, really, don't you want snow in LA? I mean, I'm not from California. I love snow, and I'm on the East Coast, so I love snow. And I want LA to experience it. Maybe not to that extreme, but it was so funny that the elves were like very tall people and everyone was like, these are your elves? But they're so tall. But I would love a weather machine. Like, I would love a weather machine. I would make it springtime all the time. Xenon, is this the third movie? I feel like this is the third movie. Is this the third movie or the second movie? I know it's not the first movie. No, this is the second one. Okay. So the second movie, I'll put as A. I'm gonna look for the first movie is an S. Yes. I went to look because I didn't feel right putting like the second movie on an A, but then not explaining why. The first movie is an absolute rewatch. Anytime it's on, I will go put it on anytime. Especially when I was younger, Xenon was the movie. That would have been my #1 movie of all time with DCOMs if High School Musical wasn't around. If High School Musical wasn't around, it would be Xenon Car. Xenon is the 21st century. Now the second one is an A because it's good, it's great, and I will rewatch it every time it's on. But nothing touches the original. Zoom, 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 and my heart goes zoom. Supernova girl. Motocross. Motocross. Oh man, that was getting hard. I love motocross. I'm gonna put motocross as A. Cause I'm like going back to my childhood. Motocross I watched every time it was on. And I would still watch it now. Every time it's on. Plus Riley. That his name? No. His name was Riley. No. What was his name in motocross? Was Riley his real name? Or was Riley his name in a different thing I saw him? I feel like if it wasn't for Lizzie McGuire, Lizzie and Gordo being my first OTP one-true pairing, motocross, Andrea and Tanner? What's his name? I forget. They would have been my original OT. No, in a heartbeat. Brad and Val were. I don't know. But I was loving the chemistry between Andrea and I forget what his name is. That whole thing was, but that was very ahead of his time, female empowerment. Actually, a lot of these movies were female empowerment. Xenon, Motocross, Ready to Run was too. Alright, Look at the Irish, next to Motocross. Have to watch it every February. As an Irish person, gotta watch it. Gotta watch it. Gotta watch it. I mean, it has its moments. I mean, all DCOMs have their moments. But The Luck of the Irish, The Evil Leprechaun, every time I see the guy who plays the Evil Leprechaun, I call him the Evil Leprechaun. Even though I did watch him in Judging Amy with my mom. Every time I see him, especially in that episode of Criminal Minds, I say, oh, Evil Leprechaun. And my mom gets mad at me. Because she's like, he's been in other things, but yeah, but he's the Evil Leprechaun. Hounded. Oh, okay. Haven't watched that in a long time. And I love Taj Mori. But I'm gonna put it as C. It's not a bad movie. I just won't rewatch it as often as I rewatched all the others. The famous Jet Jackson movie. I'm gonna put it B. Because I feel like I watched the show more than the movie. I don't think I watched the movie that often. Because it was a movie in a movie. Instead of him filming, he was Hannah Montana before Hannah Montana. Except everyone knew who he was. He was an actor living regular life in school, and then out of school he was a superstar. But everyone knew who he was. Now the movie was, you know what, I think I'm gonna put it at C. It hurts putting famous Jet Jackson in C, because I loved Lee Thompson Young. Rest in peace. I loved him. But I remember the ending where they had similar to Spider-Man, where there's 3 Spider-Men. They did that with Jet Jackson. They had 3 Jet Jacksons, and one of them was not with the evil guy, with the bad guy. But I don't really remember much more than that. But I'm not putting in D because I remember Jet Jackson. Brink, B-A. Brink, I think, honestly, was my first DCOM that I ever watched. There are a lot of sports in these movies. And I actually saw a post yesterday that like High School Musical was like the last of the sports. Even though I'm pretty sure there were other movies that surrounded sports, but High School Musical was like the last, because then they went on to really focus on musicals. And then there was a comment that was like defending Cheetah Girls, which I understand, and I will get to that when Cheetah Girls showed up. But yeah, no, Brink was, if I remember correctly, Brink was my very first DCOM. So, and I will watch it every time it's on. Like, and Val and that was his name, right? Val was such a mean guy. Oh my god, the Jenny Project. I actually did watch that when I got Disney Plus. Because I was like, I remember this, but I don't remember it at the same time. I'm going to put that, even though I enjoyed that movie, I'm putting it with C. Because it was a great movie. I just didn't or don't rewatch it as much as the others. Am I making any enemies yet? Like, look, I'm basing this list on, yes, they were great movies, but did I, like, rewatch them as much as the other ones? And plus, I might shift things around. So I feel like Up and Away should go up, but I don't know. Jumping Ship. When they brought in the brother. Even though Matthew Lawrence did appear in Horse Sense as like a random cowboy at the airport. But they brought him really into the film when he was the captain of the ship that they were on, and then they had to fight pirates. Every time I think of pirates, I think of Jumping Ship. But do I love it as much as Horse Sense? No. Sorry, Matt. I love you, man. I love you. But nothing's like Horse Sense. Proof Point. Let's go and see. I remember Proof Point. It was similar. What's funny is, so Proof Point with Taj Mori, he was doing no, it's the parents. The parents were doing experiments, and they somehow, like the Proof Point, the experiments made them younger, but they stayed in their same bodies. But if they looked at the mirror, they saw themselves as their younger selves. What's funny is Taj Mori was in another movie where he was the one doing the experiments. Right, Taj Mori? Yeah. He was the one doing the experiment. And he made the grandparents actually go young, be 17 again. So it's just interesting. But I did not rewatch that as much. I maybe saw that a couple times. Harleytown 2? This will go S. Let me go find the Harleytown. Harleytown and Harleytown 2 are must watch. Like, I will watch them. It is not Halloween until I watch Harleytown and Harleytown 2 Calabar's Revenge. It's just not right. It's not. Like, and it's not just once. Not just once. I will rewatch it throughout all Halloween. From like September to October. And even sometimes November. And what's fun, No, that was Hocus Pocus that came out like in July. But yeah, no. S. All day, every day. Twas the Night. Another Christmas movie. I watched it a lot. I'm gonna put it at C. That was Bryan Cranston, right? And he was the bad uncle. Like he was the criminal uncle. And they like knocked out Santa Claus. So then they had to go deliver the presents. And the nephew was on his way to be just like his uncle. But then in the middle, he grew a heart. And they got mad at the uncle. Because the uncle was actually like stealing things from every house that they went to go drop presents. And then he found out. So, but I didn't watch it as often. So, Double Teamed. Okay. Great movie. Absolutely great movie. I'm gonna. I'm like trying to look at the other movies that are in these lists. Because I know if somebody's watching this. Because she did not get happy with me when I did the top 10. I'm trying not to make an enemy out of family. You know what? Because it's kind of like motocross brink, and I did watch it a lot. And I would watch it now. I love how this picture has their heads chopped off. Like, where are their heads? Yeah, okay. A. I'll put it in A. Because I did watch it all the time when it was on. And then I will rewatch it now. Cadet Kelly, A, S, 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 S. Because personally, they had two of the best people. Christy Carlos Romano and Hilary Duff, who were like the queen and the princess of Disney Channel at the time. Lizzie McGuire, Even Stevens, Kim Possible, Cadet Kelly, like, they were Disney Channel. And of course they had Brad. I always forget which Ashmore twin did Disney. But I was like in love with him. And he was only in like two things that I watched, Cadet Kelly and In a Heartbeat. But I loved him so much. I did. So, Cadet Kelly is everything. About the drill team, the ribbon that they did at the end, I legit had my parents buy me a ribbon, and I remember the ribbon. It was like this sparkly ribbon. It was like a princess ribbon, so that I could try and do the ribbon stuff. And then I even got like twirlers to try and be like the drill team. So, Cadet Kelly, yes. Oh, is this True Confessions? That was a great movie. It was an important movie. And Shia LaBeouf was good in it. Great in it. But again, not really disabled. But I get it. It was a different time. I'm gonna put it as B. only because it was a great movie. I did not rewatch it as much as all these other movies, but because of the subject and the acting in it, it's gonna go with B. Or else I would put it in C, but yeah. Get a Clue is an A. Like, only because I actually just, Disney did a 30 Days of Disney, like, a couple months ago, and they were, like, doing throwback to DCOMs, and Get a Clue was on. And I actually rewatched Get a Clue on Disney Plus, like, a year ago. But Get a Clue, I remember wanting to become a spy after watching this movie. I'm planning on maybe doing a rewatch, like, rewatch DCOM reaction. And I already know when Get a Clue, when they get to the spy shop, that's gonna be like a 10-minute talk that I have. Because that spy shop, I remember when I was watching it last month, I remember clearly wanting all the gadgets from that movie. Like the glasses. Like when that scene came, I had like a total, my mind went totally memory. It was just, I really wanted to be a spy after that movie. So that's an A, just for that. Gotta Kick It Up. Loved it. I loved Gotta Kick It Up. So I'm gonna put it at B. Cause I rewatched it similar around the same time as these. Descendant. Yeah, but I enjoyed Descendants too, so I'm leaving it there. Ring of Endless Light. See, I love Gotta Kick It Up for the cheerleading, the dancing, and the story. Ring of Endless Light. It was dolphins. That was with Misha Barton, Ryan Merriman. Ryan Merriman, when I was like, he doesn't get talked enough about being like the Disney Channel superstar, because he was in The Luck of the Irish, 13th Year, which I'll get to eventually, and Ring of Endless Light. I loved it because of the dolphins. I didn't rewatch it again as much as these other ones, but the actual story that she could talk to dolphins, I think this movie made me love dolphins. Like, I have like a collection of dolphins. I have one thing up here, and then I have like a lot of dolphins downstairs. Oh, and I have my big pink dolphin that is hanging from my ceiling that I got. Wow. Like, many, many years ago at a circus. Was it at the circus or was it at the feast? I don't remember. But Ring of Endless Light, because it was, I would actually put it in C, but like, but similar to True Confessions, the story alone brings it there. Scream Team is a B. I loved this movie. I remember watching it when I was younger, and I loved it because it's Zachariah. I honestly should not have loved this movie, because it was kind of, for Disney, it wasn't a horror, but for Disney it kind of was. But it was always on my mind as I got older. I just didn't really watch it. And then one time it was on Disney XD. When Disney XD was originally supposed to be like the second Disney Channel. and then they changed it to like be more towards like the boys. I'm like, supposed to be a second Disney Channel. What is this? Actually, it was supposed to be like Extreme Sports, I think. But then they just, I don't know. But they had Screen Team on, and I'm like, I remember that movie. Because I couldn't think the name of the movie. I remember the scene clearly when Zachariah comes out from the bonfire. But I couldn't remember the movie. So I remember when this was on Disney XD, I flipped out when that scene came on. I was like, oh, this is that movie. So, yeah, definitely a B. I love that movie. You Wish is a C. It wasn't a terrible movie. I just didn't watch it that much. But like You Wish, but it was a great like lesson, as DCOMs are. I need a sip of water. As like 95% DCOMs are lessons. This was a great lesson not to wish that you were like the only child. Or that your brothers didn't exist. Or whatever. I think he was like the only child or something like that. Because like his whole life changed. Like, he wasn't friends with his friends. His brother was like, his little brother became like an ego. Like, he became like an actor or something. And he was either like, I don't remember, but I remember the movie, but yeah, I don't, yeah. Right on Track is a B. Beverly Mitchell Alone makes it a B. Because I at the time, I watched Seventh Heaven religiously. No pun intended. And Lucy Camden was my favorite character. Beverly Mitchell was my favorite person in that show. And so when I saw that she was doing a DCOM, I was right there. And car racing was another thing that I enjoyed watching in movies. Like with Miracle Line too, but it was like motocross. It was like motocross meets Double Team meets Miracle in Lane 2. That's what Right on Track basically was. And it was based on Real Sisters, which was like Double Teamed. I wouldn't put it an A because I didn't watch it as much as them, even though I did love the movie. Even Stevens movie. B. Like, that was a great, it's funny how like a lot of the shows, like a lot of their shows had movies. Lizzie McGuire movie. Even Stevens movie. There's another one. Hannah Montana the movie. And I love how they were all either the Lizzie McGuire, the the show movie, or the show the movie. Then you had Hannah Montana the movie, and Wizards of the Place the movie. And I think Hannah Montana and Lizzie McGuire were the only movies that went into the movie theaters. Because even Stevens movie and Wizards of Waverly Place were on. But what's funny is, I feel like the Even Stevens movie and the Lizzie McGuire movie were the only movies that stuck to, like, the storyline of the show. Well, Lizzie McGuire, yes, because that was, like, the last thing we got. And I heard that we actually were very close to getting a spin-off, like a continuation, on ABC, but somewhere, like, Hillary's managers weren't liking the deal that she was getting, so they cut it. So I think they did the movie, or the movie was supposed to be like the transition into high school. Still crazy that they were only in middle school in Lizzie McGuire. And then the Even Stevens movie, I feel like, was the same. Like, that was like our last Even Stevens thing. Wow, Hannah Montana, the movie, was done like in the middle of season 3, or it was done between 2 and 3, and then she came back, and like that movie didn't exist. Like what happened to Travis? What happened to Travis? Like, she's dating Jake Ryan, but then she had Travis. It was disconnected. It was completely disconnected. And no one in Tennessee, in that town, told anybody that Hannah Montana was Miley. Really? Or Miley was Hannah Montana. Really? Not one person? Come on. That was a lot of people there. And then Wizards of Waverly Place, I think it was the same thing. And they actually, Jennifer Stone and David Deluise actually spoke about that on their podcast. Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off, going A. That movie introduced me to Bobby Flay. That alone goes to A. Plus, Eddie was the first Troy Bolton. So, he was. It was based. Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off was High School Musical without the musical. Because it was about baseball versus cooking. You want to be a baseball player, or do you want to be a chef? Don't know why you can't be both. Right, Troy? Maybe I could be both. And what's funny is the dad, who's also the coach in Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off, is actually Mr. Fulton in High School Musical 2. But yeah, that alone introduced me to Bobby Flay. So that alone is... Alright, here we are. Cheetah Girls. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. I'm gonna make enemies here. We are sisters, stay together. I want to put it as A. That's fine, right? Yeah, that's fine. It's like, remember, A is just a little under superior. And it didn't, and also A has like sentimental, like High School Musical and Cadet Kelly's is sentimental. Cheetah Girls, I absolutely loved the Cheetah Girls. Just not as much as I loved High School Musical and the rest of these. Like, I watched it all the time. That's why it's an A. And I would rewatch it right now. anytime it's on. But it just wasn't. That's where I'm gonna go. And for all you out there who complain, I was planning on doing like let's end this debate videos, but that just never happened. I might still try and do that, but I'm telling you this right now. Cheetah Girls was not a musical. Because a lot of people, when High School Musical gets credit for like bringing the musicals back, or being like the instrumental in the way DCOMs Disney Channel went to the musical way, it's true. High School Musical changed Disney Channel. Yes, Cheetah Girls came out 3 years before. And yes, sure, Cheetah Girls may have like made Disney think about music, but it was not a musical. It was not. It was not a musical. It was a movie that's surrounded by music. But a musical is when the characters break out into song and the song pushes the plot forward. Cheetah Girls, they sang. They didn't break out into song. Okay? Alright. Just getting going there. And I will say, I feel like the success, because then a lot of people are like, well, Cheetah Girls 2 was a musical, but Cheetah Girls 2 came out after High School Musical. And I'm pretty sure it was filmed after High School Musical, because I looked it up. When I saw different comments, I looked it up. Cheetah Girls 2, I believe, was filmed after High School Musical. And so Disney saw the success of High School Musical, so they decided to take Cheetah Girls, the success of Cheetah Girls, and the success of High School Musical, combined it and created a masterpiece of Cheetah Girls 2, which was directed and choreographed by Kenny Ortega. Fight me on this. Speaking of Cheetah Girls 2, let me find that. Cheetah Girl 2. I would actually. No. Cheetah Girl 2 is also A. So, fight me on this. I'm ready for the comments. If you guys made it this far, fight me on this. Fight me. I'm ready. I'm ready for the conversation. Like, listen. I love Cheetah Girls. I love Raven, Adrian, Keely. Oh shoot. I know her name. Starts with an S. Starts with an S, I know that. I forget. Ugh. Okay. Full Court Miracle. That will be, I enjoy it. Will be a C. I enjoyed that movie, and I love the coach in it. He was also in Judging Amy. He was also the governor in Hawaii Five-0. He was also the guy that helped keep Spencer in jail in Criminal Minds. Rude. And I love the story of it. And I love that they did a movie about Hanukkah. No, you know what? I'm putting it B. Because I will watch that whenever it's on. Because it was a great movie. Basketball, good movie. Pixel Perfect will be a C. I love how I don't have, like, anything in D yet. But I know I still have a lot of movies to go. And we're already an hour and 5 minutes in. Okay. Pixel Perfect is a C. I actually enjoyed this movie. And the music actually wasn't terrible. It was just weird. But it does tell us what our future could be. The holographics. But I didn't watch it as much. Going to the Man. So I definitely remember this movie. And I love Andy Lawrence. But I don't remember watching it as much. And it's another one of those good story movies. But again, he's not really blind. I know when I was younger and I was watching these movies, that wasn't on my mind. But now that I'm older and I'm more like aware that like these movies could have done a better representation of like actually having disabled characters in their movies, they were still done very well. So, no, Andy Lawrence alone makes it a B. And it was a great movie. It was a good movie. Okay, what's next? Xenon Z3 is a C. Like, I don't know how you go from, like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't terrible. It was not a terrible third movie, because that was, like, the first franchise Disney ever did, right? The Xenon movies. That was, like, the first Disney Channel franchise that they ever did. Yeah, with the 3 movies. Why I'm surprised like Camp Rock didn't get a third movie. Actually not because of the drama. But yeah, Xenon Z3 was alright. It wasn't something that like, if there's a marathon of Xenon, like if I put Disney Plus on and I will watch it. But I would watch 1 and 2 maybe by themselves. But not Z3. Stuck in the Suburbs is A. I watched that all the time. Like all the time. Because that is such a cool, like, wouldn't you love to find the phone of your favorite artist and actually give them their life back? Like, you find out that he's actually a lot happier now. Plus Brenda Song, Danielle Pennebaker, like, great movie. Great movie. Great music. Definitely great music in there. So, yes. Tiger Cruise is a B. Story alone makes it a B. It was about, they were on Tiger Cruise, which means like, the family can join their service members on their Navy ship. But while they were there, 9/11 happened. So they really got the emotions out of everybody. And I watched that, and I will rewatch that all the time. A lot. I haven't watched it in a while. Should probably watch it. But plus Hayden Panettiere and Jansen Panettiere, another rest in peace, were great in that. They're brother and sister, and they were great together in that. Sadly, Jansen passed away. Oh, Halloween Town High. I would put put this as a B. I definitely would rewatch it. Obviously not as much as the first two. Especially if it's like in a marathon. If it's a marathon, I would definitely watch the Halloween Town High. Because it wasn't terrible. It just didn't live up to 1 and 2. It wasn't terrible. It was still good. The story was still good. And we got the portal to be open forever. So that was good. But it didn't have Luke in it. How do you have Halloween Town without Luke? Oh, what was the name of this movie? It doesn't have the title. But it's that magic movie. Yeah. It was that magic movie. I know you did it. I know you... Because they don't have the title in this movie. I know you... I know. It's gonna be a C. Like, it's still enjoyable, but I think I only watched it like 3 times. And I actually recently watched it. Now you see it! I believe. Maybe not. Maybe I'm getting mixed up with that other movie. It was a good movie, but it could be forgettable as well. It could be a forgettable movie. I feel like Pitch Perfect doesn't belong, because it's not a forgettable movie. Well, Under Wraps is not forgettable either, but... Oh, Buffalo Dreams. Another good movie. But I don't remember watching it that often. I remember what it's about. It was about saving the buffaloes, and then the little sister was mute. That's pretty much all I remember about it. But it's not a D, because I can remember. I can remember. The Kim Possible movie. Like the real Kim Possible movie. Not this thing in F. Which Kim Possible movie is it? Because weren't there 2 Kim Possible movies? I saw the drama? Or am I wrong? Oh yeah, so it wasn't just the live action movie shows that got their own movie. It was also the animated. I'm gonna say B. Is this the movie that they finally got together at the end? However, I will say if that is, I feel like that is the movie. I feel like there were 2 Kim Possible movies. But if this is definitely the movie that Ron and Kim end up together, this is definitely different from the live action movie because they actually continued that storyline into the show. Like Kim and Ron were actually together. Oh, that is so the drama. Maybe there was only 1 Kim Possible movie. It's hard to see some of these. Go figure. I absolutely loved it. I don't know why. That's an A for me. I don't know why. But I was like, is it really an A? Or is it a B? No, it's an A. I don't know why, but I absolutely loved this movie. And she was also like another Troy Bolton, except she wasn't given the actually no, she wasn't given the option. She had to go play hockey, or at least be on the hockey team, if she wanted, because she needed a hockey scholarship. If she wanted to go train at that school, because there were no figure skating scholarships. But in the end, she had to choose, do you play the hockey tournament, or do you go and for the Olympic trials? She ended up doing both. But I don't know, I love this movie. I loved her, kind of wish we got more of the relationship between her and the guy. But I love that too. So yeah, that's an A. I don't know why. There's no reason why. Life is Rough is a C. Like, I did watch it when it was on during the DCOM, the 30 Days of Disney. But it's not a movie that I'll watch all the time. Proud Family movie, that was so weird. That was just a weird movie because they're like the Peanuts. They went to like the island of Peanuts. I don't know, that was just a weird. I'm gonna put that as, it was not as good as Kim Possible movie. But I'm pretty sure I liked it, but it was weird. Can of Worms. I've heard of it, but I don't think I ever watched it. Twitches is A. Like, that really became like a thing. I remember being in the car on the way home with like one of my best friends who we watched the DCOMs together all the time, and there was like really dark skies behind us, and we kept saying the darkness is coming out to get us. So like, Twitch is like, I can watch just like Halloween Town around Halloween, but I can watch Twitches all year round, and it just, but Tia and Tamara were like everything. Like, they could do no wrong. But I watched. Cowbells will be a B. Which is funny, because Cowbells came out like the same year, or a year after Material Girls, which was Hillary and Haley Duff, and Cowbells was Allie and AJ Michalka. And it's funny because Hollywood does that all the time. They will put out like two similar movies around the same time, which is funny. They did the same thing with like First Daughter and Chasing Liberty, the two movies that were about the president's daughter. So I loved Cowbells. That was around the time High School Musical, Hannah Montana. Hannah Montana premiered after Cowbells. I remember that. I remember the commercial of them like interviewing each other. And I recently watched Cowbell during the 30 days. Wendy Wu is going to be as well. I loved it. Brenda Song, loved it. But did not watch it as much as all these other ones. But like, she was another one who had to make a decision at the end. Homecoming or Saving the World? She chose right. But Brenda Song. Read It and Weep. That'll be a C. I did love the storyline, and I love that they had sisters in the movie. Like, the older sister was her imaginary, her journal writing self, and like it was Danielle and Kay Pannenbaker. I believe that's their last name. And they were very well together. And it was definitely, like, nobody saw Danielle Pannenbaker. Because it was Kay, she was like her conscience, but not her conscience. Like, she was her, I can't really think of how to explain what she really was. Like, it was a good movie, but I wouldn't say I would, like, rewatch it every time it was on. Like, it was a good movie. Halloween Town 4. Halloween Town, Return to Halloween Town. I watched it. I will say, I watched it. Honestly, it wasn't terrible. It was terrible. But it just wasn't right. How do you replace the star of the movie and not think we're not gonna notice? You replaced star of the movie, but you did not replace the mom, the sister. Oh wait, no, the sister wasn't in it. The brother, or Grandma Aggie, or even the random guy from Halloween Town High. He wasn't random. Ethan. But you didn't even replace Ethan. You didn't replace everybody. You just replaced the star of the show. Nothing against Sarah Paxton. Disney. Seriously? What is up with that? And to know years later, Kimberly J. Brown was all for it, was all ready to do it, and you guys told her, oh, we're going a different way? What is the matter with you? Also, the plotline, I mean, it may have been better plotline if Kimberly J. Brown was in it. I know, it was just totally threw off with not the right Marnie. And plus, why the heck did Marnie and Ethan end up together at the end? No. If we get another movie, I want them to somehow fix this. Like, I don't know. They somehow do like a thing where Sarah Paxton is in it, but like she does like a witch thing and it turns back to Kimberly J. Brown, and then we get the, like, I'm sorry, Sarah. Sarah doesn't deserve the hate about the movie. Disney does. Jump in, hey, jump out, hey. Jump in will be a B. So it's funny how Jump in High School Musical, Corbin's character was like upset that his best friend Troy Bolton wants to do two things. Wants to do the musical over basketball. But in Jump In, his character wants to do double dutch over boxing. And I also love Jump In because it was actually his father who played his father, which was fun to watch their interactions. But Jump In, hey, jump out. We got the great song from Jordan Pruitt, as well as push it to the limit. Corbin Blue. Johnny Capohala, not as good as the original. So I'm gonna put it as a C. Like, I'll watch it, but no. Nothing touches the original. 13th Year is an A. Just because it was just that movie. Wanted to be a mermaid. Perfect timing, like, want to be a mermaid. He turned into a merman. Because he was the child of a mermaid. He was a merman. And it's another great Courtney Draper movie. Where did I put Courtney Draper's other movie? Oh, Steps Up Third from Planet Weird, yeah. Yeah, no, 13th Year was definitely, I definitely rewatched that a lot. Twitches 2. That was a great movie. Not as good as the first one, so I'm gonna make it an A. I will watch it a lot. I will rewatch it a lot. It just wasn't as superior as the first one. Minutemen. Okay. I remember I definitely watched it. But I know they go back in time. That was what it was about. Time traveling. So I'm gonna put it as a C. I didn't watch it that much. I think I watched it twice. There's like nothing in D. Nothing in D. I feel like I'm gonna have to reorganize some of this. Camp Rock. That'll be a B. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Camp Rock. It was very good. I loved Camp Rock. And it gave us the Jonas Brothers. It gave us Demi Lovato, which is interesting because Jennifer Stone, they said that Selena Gomez was originally supposed to be Mitchie, which would have been interesting because her mom from Wizards was the mom in Camp Rock, so they would have been mom and daughter again. It was also interesting. I think also Jonas Brothers weren't supposed to be in it, but I'm not. But if Jonas Brothers were always supposed to be in it, it would have been interesting, because that meant Selena Gomez would have had gotten feelings for her boyfriend's brother, and her boyfriend at the time brother, and her best friend's at the time boyfriend, with Joe Jonas. That would have been very interesting. But I don't think anybody could have been Mitchie but Demi. But like, yeah. I have to put Jump In and Camp Rock same time. Same, because that's just, like, I love This Is Me. This is me. That's been supposed to be now. Gotta get the light, shine on me. Now I found who I am. I'm going to hold it in. But it's Descendants 2. But see, now I'm rethinking. Because, like, Descendants 2 is, like, really throwing me off here. This is, like, really bad. I don't know if I'm doing this really right. Cheetah Girls, The World, C. Was not as... They should have stopped that too. I mean, I watched it. It was good. Would I rewatch it again? Maybe. maybe if I was watching it as like as a marathon, would I watch it on its own? Probably not. Just like Xenon Z3, I would not watch it on its own. Dad napped. I want to put that as D. I remember I watched it. I don't really remember much about it. I know her dad gets kidnapped by like his fans or something. That's what I. And Hatching Pete is going D too. Because I remember watching it. I just don't remember anything about it. Princess Protection Program. That would be a B as well. Because that was when Demi and Selena were best friends. Friends at all. And that was just perfect. And what's interesting, that was another thing. They were supposed to be the opposite. Like, Selena was supposed to be the princess. And Demi was supposed to be Fish Bait Girl. But I'm glad they did it this way. It feels more authentic this way. But yeah. Okay. Great movie. And I love One and the Same. The song One and the Same is actually like mine and two of my best friends' theme song for our relationship. But yeah, it's yeah. Wizards of Waverly Place. That'll be a B. Like, I loved it, and I loved that they went to Puerto Rico. But it was, and it's almost like the Even Stevens movie. But that was also done like in the middle of the show. And that was like what our, and I get it from Jennifer and David Davies from their podcast. The reason that there was such different family wizard competitions from the movie to the show is because they already did the family wizard competition in the movie. And that should have been the family wizard competition in the show. So essentially we got two different sides of the family wizard competition. But I love the effects and like them going in the cave. But I haven't watched it in a while. In a long time, actually. So I'm gonna have to rewatch that. And they're bringing the show back. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. I know Selena's in the pilot. David Henry did say that Selena is in more than one episode, so we wanted the family. We didn't want, but I get it, they're doing it for the next generation. But, it's just hard because I wish Disney understood, but I think this was David and Selena's idea, but I wish Disney understood that when they make reboots, the people that are watching these reboots are the people that grew up with the original. Like Lizzie McGuire reboot, they canned it because it wasn't it was more towards us. Hillary had it more towards us, not towards the younger generation. And even though I liked Girl Meets World, it was more towards the next generation, not us, but whatever. Supposed to be for us. Fuller House. Starstruck. Oh, this is getting hard. Yeah. I'm gonna say... Like, I liked the movie. And I liked the songs. But... No, it doesn't go in. I'm putting it B. I might have to change some of these. Because some of these don't... I think like A should have a lot of these movies. Wait, is that... Yeah, that's Starstruck. Like, the chemistry was good. And I liked the music. And I liked the plot. I feel like it was rushed, though. And I would rewatch it. But not every time it's on. But it doesn't go with, like, Halloween Town. It doesn't go with these. So I'm gonna leave it at B. Den Brother. I think I watched it once. I'm gonna put it at D, and I don't remember. I feel like I watched it once. What is this? Oh, Smart House. A. No, S. Smart House is hands down S. Like, that was the movie. That was the movie. That goes with, like, Cadet Kelly. Smart House, and I rewatched it, like, during Disney 30 days, and I still don't want a Smart House. No way. No absolute way. Who wants a Smart House after watching Smart House? Pat came to life. Who wants that nonsense? No. And she, like, took over the house. She, like, held the family hostage. No. No, no. But I loved the movie. And I loved, Slam Dunk the Funk. Slam Dunk the Funk. Like, I loved the idea of having, like, the wall become, like, that would be cool, having, like, High School Musical put on the movie, like, on the wall. And, like, having the games on the wall. But having the house come to actual life? No. No. Like, there were some aspects of that Smart House that I love. Like, having the food done, having, like, the clean, like, everything's clean, don't have to do anything. But actually having the house come to life? No. No, 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 no. No. But I love the movie, so that's S. S. Smart House. Possessed. Okay. What's funny is I don't even think Smart House was on the list of my top 10. Oh, that's interesting. I have to go back and look at my top 10 video on YouTube. Camp Rock 2 is gonna go with B as well. Did it not come? Camp Rock 2, come friend. I actually liked it. But, similar to Cheetah Girls, the first Camp Rock was not a musical. It was a movie surrounded by music. Then, Camp Rock 2 became a musical. And it was like a ripoff. Like, Can't Back Down was a ripoff of Stick to the Status Quo. The songs were different, but the actual, like, choreography and the way it was set up was totally a ripoff of Stick to the Status Quo. Like, in the cafeteria, dancing on top of the tables. Mitchie's at the top. She's not happy. That was just a ripoff. But I still enjoyed Camp Rock 2. on High I enjoyed. I actually enjoyed it. But I forgot all about it until I watched it on Disney Plus. So I'm gonna make it a C. Like, I'll rewatch it, but it's like a forgettable movie. Like, I completely forgot about it. Like with Britt Robertson. Sweet Life is... That was just so weird. I forgot Sweet Life. Sweet Life movie. They also had a movie. Like, every show had a movie. Like, every show had a movie. Yeah, that's a C. That was just so weird. Like, the rope, like, they all became, like, robotic or something. Oh, brainwashed, right? They were, like, brainwashed. They were all twins. They ended up on, like, the island with all twins. And then they, like, brainwashed everybody. Because because they were, like, the bad guy was a twin. I forget, but, yeah, no. That was just weird. Lemonade Mouth. I enjoyed Lemonade Mouth. And it doesn't go in C. I'm gonna have to... And I will rewatch it. Just not as much as the ones in B. But not as little as the one in C. So I'm gonna put it in B. The songs were good. Songs were good. But it was not anywhere near High School Musical. Nowhere near High School Musical. I don't like that Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure was here. I get that it wasn't in the theaters. It was made for DVD. So I don't know why they call it a DCOM. I guess because technically it premiered on Disney Channel. But it wasn't... Honestly, I don't remember what happened. But I think I only watched it like twice. I know she makes it on Broadway. And then she's with Austin Butler. That's another debate I want to go over. Like, who did Ashley Tisdale know the longest? Austin Butler or Vanessa Hudgens? Because that's a big thing. Because Vanessa and Ashley aren't friends anymore. And a lot of people say it's because of Austin. And then a lot of people are like, well, of course she chose Austin. She's known Austin the longest. Not true. Sure. I'm gonna get hammered with this one. Like I'm glad. Honestly, I think it could have been better. But I'm not gonna put it in an F because it had to exist. I'm gonna put it in C. Because it wasn't, like, it was, let's just say Sharpay wasn't really my favorite. Like, she was my favorite Mean Girl, but, like, yeah, I would Team Gabriella. Phineas and Ferb I watched once, and I think I fell asleep on it. I did, I fell asleep. I fell asleep during Phineas and Ferb movie. So I'm going to put that in D. Geek Charming I never watched. Or maybe, no, you know what? I think I tried watching it. And I turned it off. I'm putting it on F. I think I watched like 5 minutes of it. And I couldn't do it. I don't know why. Maybe like 15 minutes of it. What is this one? Oh, the Good Luck Charlie movie. Never seen it. I never watched the Good Luck Charlie movie. Because I think that was like near the end of when I was like... I don't ever think I watched the last season of Good Luck Charlie, so... What is this? I don't know. But it has Zendaya and... Yeah, no, never seen that one. Radio Rebel, never saw. Johnny Tsunami, you are going to A. Loved it. Great surfing movie. Another, that was like my actually no, I think Johnny Tsunami was my first surfing movie, and then Rip Girls. Surfing and snowboarding. Loved it. And when I was younger, I couldn't say tsunami. So I used to say Johnny Salami. So I still say Johnny Salami. But yes, so Johnny Tsunami. I loved Grandpa. And I loved, he also had sort of like the Troy Bolton vibe. You had to choose surfing or, not surfing. You had to choose snowboarding or skiing because you were at the prep school. You had to ski. But he made better if you fit in more with the snowboarders. Plus it also had Lee Thompson Young and Kirsten Storms in it. Great movie. Let It Shine, never saw. Girl vs. Monster, never saw. Okay. Honestly, I think I'm gonna move Geek Charming to never saw. I feel bad. Because no. I only watched 5 minutes of it. I'm not counting that. I'm gonna say never. Because Teen Beach Movie. Wow, we reached 2 hours and I'm hitting Teen Beach Movie. F. Teen Beach 2, F. I'm sorry. They should have just, no. I'm sorry. No. No. So Kim Possible movie, the live action one. Teen Beach and Teen Beach 2. No. I did the reacting to Teen. I'm gonna say, it wasn't like horrifying, horrible. But will I ever rewatch it? No. Especially the second. I mean, I might just to like see how I feel about it. But the second one made no sense. The ending made no sense whatsoever. And I've seen a lot of comments be like, the second one made the first movie seem like it never happened. That doesn't even make sense. Because she has the bracelet that Maya Mitchell's character gave her. How does she have that bracelet if she never met her? If you want to see the full me flipping out about like, oh wait, I can put Geek Charming in D. No. But like, it just didn't make sense. Like, whatsoever. But if you want to see my full reaction to the ending of Teen Beach 2, you check out my channel or Patreon, because I go on for like 10 minutes trying to make the ending make any sense, and it doesn't make any sense. And for all of you that say, to say that like, it just makes the first movie never happen. The first movie had to happen for her to give her the bracelet at the beginning of the season 2 of episodes of the movie 2. She gave her the bracelet in the second movie. And the bracelet, she's wearing the bracelet in the movie that they're watching. So how'd she get the bracelet if they never met? Explain it to me. Ugh. I hate movies that end that make no sense. Okay. Cloud 9, never seen it. But I've heard that it was great. Zapped I've seen once. And I actually liked it. So I'm gonna put it C. It's funny, I would actually rather watch Zapped over again over Sharpay. I don't know. Sharpay's Fabulous Adventures just didn't do it for me. But actually, that was actually pretty good. Honestly, I'm gonna put that with B. No, it's gonna be C. We're going to C. And then, what's left? I actually wanted to watch the Robot Boy movie where, like, they made a boy into a, like, they made a robot, like, they made a boyfriend, whatever, I don't know. What is this? Bad Hair Day, never seen. Oh, I forgot to mention, like, Radio Rebel. I said I'd never seen Radio Rebel. But I've seen, like, the GIF and the meme of Debbie Ryan hair, like, face, whatever. Descendants, the first Descendants. That is gonna go in A. No. It's going with B. No, it's going with B. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like the Descendant movies should go with... They should all... I don't really like this list. I feel like I need to add another tier. I don't know. I liked... Can't remember which one I liked. I think I liked number 2 with 213. I think I like the first one. The first one better. I can't remember. Of the Descendants. Can't remember. Alright, what are these? Invisible Sister, never seen. Prom Pack, never seen. Slumber Party, never seen. Alright, I did it. I did them all. But I feel like there needs to be another tier. Because some of these movies don't look right where they are. But I don't know what tier to make it. Like, there needs to be a tier between B and C. Like, I feel like the Descendant movies are not really B. But they're also not really C. I don't know where to go with this. Like, I know F is definitely the Kim Possible live action movie. Teen Beach 2, I'm so sorry. I really am sorry. But it's just the way it is. D is Dad Nap Passion. I don't know. Is this how... Like, I feel like... You know what? I'm moving Jump In and Camp Rock to A. Because I would watch them when they're on. And I will put them on. I feel like the Descendant movies are the ones that are... Let me move Descendants up here. Like, it's just weird seeing the Descendant movies. Hold on. Let me put them here. The Descendant movies with all these classic early DCOMs, but I feel like Halloween Town, Return to Halloween Town should get its own tier. Like, I don't want to say it should never exist, because it wasn't, like, horribly terrifying, but it should have just... Hold on. We're gonna add another tier. Add a row below. It is okay, but wrong at the same time. Wait, what is this? Why is this here? No, I didn't mean, no. C. That's a C. No, this is C. Okay. Alright, I'm messing this all up now. C. This one is okay, but wrong. Change the color. Halloween Town. You get your own. Should have just been. It's okay, but wrong. They get their own. Halloween Town gets their own. I don't know how else to. Like, I don't. Like, it feels wrong that, like, Genie is up and away, and. But that's the way it was. Or with Lemonade Mouth, Camp Rock too. But that's the way it worked. Like, I feel like these Mom's got D. But I didn't really rewatch Jump In or. But if they're on, I'll watch them. But I won't, like. No, if I want. S is definitely High School Musical. High School Musical 2, Xenon, Halloween Town 2, Cadet Kelly, Twitches, and Smart Home. That is definitely. A is Horse Sense, Color Friendship, Other Mean. Yeah. I feel like Mom Got David's Vampire needs to go up here. Okay. I think that's it. Mom Got David's Vampire threw me off. But now I'm like rethinking, like. I'm thinking too hard with this, aren't I? Like, Lemonade Mouth, what's good, but. But again, it doesn't go with C. But I wouldn't know what tier to make B in between B and C. And then one in between A and B. Alright, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna create a lowercase b. I think that'll help me. I'm gonna put a lowercase b would be a starstruck, camera, limited mouth. Descendants. And like a lowercase a. I know I might be thinking this too hard. Would be jumping, Mount God Day, can't like they don't fit in like A or B. And these Starstruck, Camp Rock 2, Lemonade Mouth, Descendant movies don't fit in B or C. So, there we have it. I think that makes me feel a little better. Any other movies that... I'm gonna say Full Quarter Miracle, lowercase b. I'm gonna say... I loved Kim Possible, saw the drama, but I'm gonna say... lowercase b. Okay. Do I need a lowercase c? No. No. I think that's it. Alright. I think that makes me feel a little better. Because like these three movies I loved, but I didn't rewatch. And I wouldn't rewatch as much as A. But I rewatched more than B. And then lower B's I wouldn't rewatch as much as B, but I definitely would rewatch more than C. So that makes more sense to me. Okay. There you have it. That is my DCOM tier list. If you stuck with me this long, hi. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you think I took like the cheating way out by creating like lowercase a, lowercase b? I could do a lowercase c, but I think that's everything. There you have it. That's my DCOM tier list. Let me know your thoughts. Have I made any enemies along the way? I know the Teen Beach fans are gonna come hammer at me, but I'm sorry. And would you be interested in watching me react to any of these movies? Like do some throwback reactions, and then check out some DCOMs that I have not seen, or DCOMs that I have seen but don't really remember much. Let me know in the comments, and I will see if I have time to do those. they'll probably be Patreon exclusive for a while. So if you want to see some fun DCOM rewatches and other like writing and other full reactions, check out my Patreon. Link is below. But if you want to see just YouTube stuff, hit that subscribe button. And I think that's it. I had fun. I think I thought about this way too much. Way too much. But I'm okay with this. I like creating the little A and B. I'm okay with this. That makes it look a little better for me. Okay. But there we have it. Alright. Let me know your thoughts. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Alright. Bye.